Welcome, everybody, to yet another goddamn horror podcast. I am one of your hosts. I am Ryan Danley, coming to you from a dark, I don't know, fucking day in Portland, Oregon. What's going on, Graham? How you doing?
I'm good. It was pretty rainy and dark today, but I was walking around. I was listening to. Actually, I rarely listen to our own podcast. I rarely listen to podcasts, but I was listening to the Sarah Voigt episode actually because it was such fun. And I think I caught you dissing Succession because I mentioned I was watching Succession, and you were like, "Oh, well, me and Jonas watch good TV or something."
I think
so.
I was
It was just slight. Yeah.
I don't.
Okay.
I think that was just me solely being a dick. Just for the
fair
sake
enough.
of just for the.
But it makes me think that you probably haven't seen it.
Well, I was gonna say plot twist because I fucking love Succession. So
Okay, that's what I thought. But here's what I think why Ryan would like it is because he does love well-written dialogue.
Yeah.
And it's not even what these people are saying, it's how they interact, how the siblings specifically interact with each other that makes this show fucking incredible. So yeah, that's all.
All right. Well,
other than that, I'm good.
I stand by nothing I ever say. Just so you know, it's
fair, but it gets me to get riled up about something.
I read a thing on a wall once that like showed a picture of like a beautiful like desert scape, and it said like live in the moment. And I took that to heart. You know what I mean? Like, so like when you say something, I just say something shitty because I live in the moment, man. I don't need any like or after or substance.
Well, I think you do need an after because I think you'd like Succession.
I think okay. Anyways, Jonas, you're coming in. Your video was the fucking weirdest thing I've ever seen today. So
I don't know what the fuck happened.
We turned you out. You have a face for radio, anyways. So
I do.
So we're happy.
Dude, I do a fucking wrestling podcast now that's in 4K, and that's horrifying.
Oh, that is disgusting. Like nobody's like. I remember when I first saw like a 4K high definition TV, and I was watching. It was at my parents' house, and I was looking at like people on the news. Oh my god, it is like
unsettling.
Nobody wants to see human beings like this. It's like it's like it's like those really up close mirrors that like some people have in their bathrooms. You know what I mean? Like if you're like the what I'm talking about, like there'll be like a mirror.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're
I don't know why anybody would ever buy this, but apparently there's a reason. And
Coke.
Those are only for butthole pictures. That's the only thing those are for. They zoom in really far.
I think they're like for people with like skin things. Anyway,
yeah.
you pull that thing and you look at yourself, you're like, this is fucking terrible. Why would I want to see this? And then like we decided to make TVs like that. Like I'm good with like old school. Like
yeah,
a little grainy, little grainy, little fucking anyways, Graham, will you introduce our guest so he doesn't have to
I will. I'm pretty excited. First, I'm going to start off first by saying I first saw this band and found out about this band when I went to go see Capra play at St. Vitus.
Fuck yeah!
A few years ago, and they were amazing. The band was Bore, and they blew me away. The lead singer has such a great presence, and the music just fucking killed. And so I hit them up soon after to play The Nest, and they fucking said yes. And ever since then, they've played The Nest a couple times, and they are pretty much on my Mount Rushmore of Nest bands that that I've gotten to play there and enjoyed so much. So yeah, Danny from Bore, thank you so much for coming here, and how you doing today?
Dude, of course, thank you for having me. I'm doing great. How you guys doing?
Pretty good.
Good, man.
Yeah. So yeah, you fucking killed it when I saw you open for Capra, and I got the tape and everything. I was so excited, and I actually started talking to your old guitarist because he had a Texas Chainsaw Massacre sticker on his guitar.
Yeah, Brian.
And he's not even in the band anymore, but I kept in contact with Brandon and you, and you played a couple times, and you guys just have a sound that's just furious and
thanks,
full bore. And I didn't realize it until I was talking to Brandon about how much he loves Keith Buckley from Every Time I Die. So it's sort of like that vocal, not style, but gusto over just some killer fucking metallic hardcore, which is, I guess, how I would say it. So how would you describe?
I mean, honestly, I feel like with Brandon especially, like Brandon's more like a punk guy. He's like a folk punk dude. So he's really into bands like, like Defiance Ohio, Against Me, like Alkaline Trio, stuff like that. And then it's more of just like a hodgepodge of like we're all from completely fucking different worlds. But we meet at like Every Time I Die, Chariot, and stuff like that. But then you have me, I'm more into like, weird shit. Like I love Mr. Bungle. And then I still have a soft spot for like new metal and like 90s alt metal, like Helmet and like Prong and stuff like that.
Fuck yeah.
Our drummer's like super into like soul. As weird as it is, all he fucking listens to is like bluegrass and soul.
That's awesome.
He plays jazz fusion drums, and Sid's kind of all over the place. He's mostly a deadhead. Yeah.
That's gonna make for an interesting. That's gonna make for an interesting tour, because I would force him to ride like on the top of the band. You know what I mean? Like
he's actually, believe it or not, he's the one that has the most common ground with all of us. Because
really,
when it comes to the three of us, we all have bands that I'm like, oh, you like that band? I fucking hate that band. But Sid'll be the one that's like, no, that's pretty good. He'll be the one that'll kind of play both sides.
I like it.
Genuinely.
So I can in fairness, I can like, if like the Grateful Dead comes on, like I can like I don't understand like what I think people loving the Dead. I think musically though they're pretty like I don't know, they're just kind of like good, like fake bluegrass fucking classic rock.
Yeah.
There's a ton of it, you know what I mean? And the band that I don't fuck with though at all is Fish. Like I just I give them a listen.
Vermont.
I give them a listen every few years, not every few years, but every like a decade. I'll be like, well, what's up with this now? And I'll like try to listen to it. I'll be like, I just don't hear it at all. Like I just don't like get it at all. So does he make you listen to Fish?
No, not at all. If anything, I'll get in the car and he'll be playing like anything from Blood Brothers to Pantera.
Okay, cool.
So I mean, me personally, I fucking hate jam band stuff. Like I can't do it. Like I respect how Jerry Garcia can shred. I respect what they did in terms of like sound in front of house stuff at like live shows.
Sure,
but I don't want to listen to someone play the same fucking riff for 20 minutes.
Also, like when you sit there and you like listen to Jerry Garcia, it kind of is like you walk over to somebody's house and you're like, oh fuck, your dad can play guitar. That's cool.
Yeah, exactly.
He's like real good at noodling scales. Like that's not exciting at all.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
after like 30 minutes, you're like, can you tell your dad to shut the fuck up? Like I want to do something else. Like.
Right. And I mean, the thing is, I kind of hate like most classic rock. I think there was just like better music coming out of that period than like what's quote unquote classic rock. And so like,
absolutely.
So like, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, you got to think like fucking like, like, I mean, the fucking Cure was making records in the 70s. The fucking Joy Division was making records in the 70s. You know what I mean? Like Stooges, like, I mean, like the Sonics. I mean, like that, like all these other bands were making. Yeah, I mean, right, exactly. There were so many, all these like great bands making music, and like we've just for whatever reason ended up focusing on that. I mean, the only thing that like I have this like long kind of theory about the Grateful Dead that they're actually like a right-wing government psyop to keep like semi-rebellious college kids barefoot in parking lots sucking on whippets, as opposed to like gathering and having any like actual power. So that's I was gonna say I feel like they're the inspiration for mandatory drug minimums. Yeah, exactly. Like it's like, I mean, and okay, we'll quit. I'm just gonna say this one thing, and I'll get off of it. But some of the people involved in the Grateful Dead did participate in the MK Ultra experiments, and so, anyways, we don't need to get down.
You know, I was gonna say, Ryan, when you started that, Ryan, I didn't know how far you were gonna go with it. And like, I was also like, there was a part of me that
I was
like,
strapping in.
There was a part of me that strapped in, and it was gonna be like, no, I think the Grateful Dead is like the Bohemian Grove house band. You're right. I don't know what it's gonna be. It's like, no.
But I am just saying that they did partake in the MK Ultra experiments, so they do, which is, if you really get into that, it's directly related to like Operation Paperclip. And anyways, so
dude, it's funny that you mentioned MK Ultra, because last night I was going down a hole looking for old fucking like Phil Hartman SNL videos, and I found this one video of him. It was a clip of him going on Letterman with like a pencil thin mustache, and the video was like a 30-second video of this kid trying to prove that Phil Hartman was a victim of MK Ultra, and he was trying to signal it through his like blinks on Letterman. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck? Like, I guess I watched all the videos because now I'm fucking here.
Right, exactly. All right. You're like, this is the end of YouTube. Wow.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
final boss.
It is the final boss. You know what's funny with the classic rock thing is funny because when I grew up, my stepdad listened to Leonard Skinner, and then once my stepdad became not a dickhead, he listened to it again and he was like, "Oh, this was a mistake the whole time." I was like, "Yeah, it was. It was real bad news." And then my mom on the other side of the classic rock spectrum, we would listen to like big bands, but then she would throw Montrose in there, and my stepdad would be like, "Why have I heard this before?" She's like, "Because that's Sammy Hagar." She's like, what's happening to my life now?" Like, just completely threw him off.
All right,
Yeah,
so you're a big horror fan.
Yeah.
And I know this because every time I talk to you guys, you're like, "I want to be on the podcast. Let's talk horror." And you're like, "Yo, check out my tattoo. You just got this beautiful Troma tattoo on your leg.
Beautiful.
It's awesome." But
Thanks,
so
man.
like, when did you get into it? When did you like discover that horror was the thing?
So I'm Polish, and I used to go spend every summer in Poland. And when I used to go there, my cousin always used to fuck with me when I was like 4 or 5 years old by saying that Freddy Krueger's don't fall asleep, bro. Freddy Krueger's gonna come for you. He's gonna kill you in your sleep. And I had no fucking idea who Freddy Krueger was, so I was terrified at first. So like by the time I was like 7, I had this morbid curiosity, and I think the second or third one, no, it was not second or fifth one because I remember because it was one of the stupid funny ones. And that was my introduction to Freddy. And I saw it. I was like, this guy's not going to kill me in my sleep. He's fucking hilarious. So I got into it from those movies. And then by the time I got to the first one, I'm like, nah, this is all real deal shit.
Yep.
And then, from there on out, you get into that. You find out about Friday the 13th. You find out about Halloween. You go back to like all the older, like, Hills of Eyes, Last House on the Left.
Yeah.
And we used to have this independent video store in Long Island in Medford called 112 Video, and they had this massive VHS collection of all the old like horror movies that didn't even get converted to DVDs.
Yeah.
So like I used to just go there, and there used to be this old fucking crypt keeper, creepy looking dude that worked the counter. I'd always ask him, "What's the most fucked up horror that you should recommend?" And he would always give me like Cannibal Holocaust. He'd start putting me onto like the Class of Nukem High, Toxic Avenger.
Hell yeah.
Those are
That's
perfect.
fucking rad.
Those still hold up. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah,
like,
without doubt.
You know what I mean? Like that. The Troma shit is just. You know what I mean? It's just like
it's always got some like heart to it that just makes it Troma and perfect for some reason. There's just a weird, goofy Kaufman heart there, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any other film company that's willing to take as much of a fucking leap over the line as Troma is. Like most other films, like they'll do a couple steps over the line, kind of go into bad taste here and there, but Troma just lives in bad taste.
Right.
That's fucking great.
1000%. Dude, Tromeo and Juliet was the first the first one that I watched that like made me go, whoa, like this
Yeah.
one's really fucked up. Like, because there was Toxic Avenger and shit that was like gross fucked up like that. But then there was Tromeo and Juliet where I'm just like, oh, this is okay. This is the world I'm stepping into. All right.
And how fucking crazy is it that the dude that made that now runs like DC?
I know, it's insane.
Yeah, it's
Like that's fucking wild to me.
And amazing. Like that has happened to horror a couple of times. You have that one, and then you also have Bad Taste with Peter Jackson, and it's just like sometimes horror breeds these fucking mega directors. And yeah, dude, Tromeo and Juliet to running DC, what a Cinderella story that is.
Yeah, it is. I loved when they tried to cancel him there for a minute for some of his old Troma humor, poor taste tweets, and then immediately everyone was like, "He made fucking Tromeo and Juliet, dude!" Like, what he was doing, and immediately got swept under the rug.
Yeah, you're like, he actually already got rid of all the bad shit. Like, this is what he left.
Yeah, man.
So, you did you grow up in Long Island?
Half and half. I lived in Queens till I was like 11, lived in Long Island till I was about 19 or so, and then I just kind of flip-flopped between Long Island, Queens, and Brooklyn up until probably about 3 years ago, and I just kind of settled in Queens. It's kind of best of both worlds. It's not as much of the bullshit of the city, and it still gives me a little bit of that residential feel of Long Island without being completely fucking barren.
Sure. You're our actually second Long Island band member who we've had on here.
Oh yeah.
I think at least. I think we've had a few.
we had what's his name from Extension AD on too. So
yeah.
So what's
it? Yeah.
It's what Billy Joel next, right?
That's how it goes.
You're right.
Billy Joel to
get fucking Billy Joel today.
Get Ralph Macchio after that.
Yeah, that
oh hell yeah.
I'd like to get
Was he ever in a horror movie?
I don't know.
He must have been.
I mean, Karate Kid 3 is kind of pretty fucking terrifying.
That's where I was gonna go with that too. And I was like, I don't know, that might be the one.
The original Karate Kid actually a little bit better than people credit for. It's like they kind of like make it like we've all thought it was like kind of like a Rocky story, like the underdog coming ahead. It's not really what it's about though. It's like really about him like being centered. You know what I mean? And like like a pissy kid, struggle kid finding like some actual like space and like emotional footing in his life. I don't know. It's like I don't know. Like I watched it again a few years ago, like really watched it, and I was like, this movie's actually got like some fucking good shit going on in it. Like it's like and some good cinematography, like when they're riding their bikes and there's the shadows around the buildings and shit. Like I was like, you know what? Karate Kid, actually, okay movie. So you heard it here first. My hot take.
He's done like
hot,
no
your
horror,
hot take.
though,
Yeah,
so.
I was gonna say he did. What was the movie he did with fucking Artie Lang? Beer League. He did
Beer
that
League.
He was in fucking Beer League.
Yeah.
Oh,
he was in Beer League.
He definitely had a dark period in his career.
Yeah,
exactly. It's like
pretty much everything from Karate Kid 3 up until Cobra Kai, I feel like was probably the dark period in his career because he didn't do fucking anything. Yep. Beer League was tops, which is
92 to 2006 when Beer League came out. There was nothing really going on for him.
Can you explain the gap in your resume, Ralph Macchio? Oh,
he was in The Secret of Nim 2. Timmy to the Rescue.
Okay, well, you know what?
Can't be heaven. The closest that I thought could have been a horror movie was A Good Night to Die, but it's an action comedy thriller.
Fuck.
Yeah.
We're so close.
It was close.
He wasn't even in the next Karate Kid, which definitely would have been a horror. So like, yeah.
Honestly was the first Karate Kid movie I ever saw. So I didn't watch any of them for like 10 years because of that.
Oh, well, good move,
worst.
I mean, I
worst
can't blame
introduction.
I grew up with one of those like remember those black cable boxes back in like the 90s that would give you the illegal cable. So my honorable parents had one, so I used to have every channel. And dude, fucking next Karate Kid, and like from 94 to 97 on repeat on Cinemax.
Wow.
That and the Beverly Hillbillies movie with Ernest in it. To back constantly, day and night.
Yeah, that's like it is weird, like our relationships with those movies based on like the time we like. I didn't grow up with cable, so there would be like times that I would go. My extended family lived in. I was living in Colorado as a kid, but my extended family lived in Bridgeport, Connecticut, and so I would go out there in the summers to visit them. And they had cable, and I would watch, just random shit, like, and it would just be what was on during that time. And still to this day, when those movies come on, like I hold like a little torch for them, and it's just a weird fucking, like it's like the smell of your grandmother's basement or some shit. You know what I mean? Like it's like I know, like
brings back the memories,
brings me back, hanging out in Bridgeport as a kid.
Talking about horror with those cable box things. It's when my aunt. So this is a little backstory on this. My aunt and my extended family was like they were weirdly religious, like almost cult-like. And I was watching, I remember I was watching the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie, and they told me I had to turn it off because it was satanic because they were meditating and talking to Splinter around a fire. And I was like, the fact that they're 6 foot tall fucking turtles isn't the bad thing.
It's also not the giveaway that this isn't fully serious documentary style.
Right.
Like,
So they did that, and I was like, all right, cool. So I guess I'll turn this fucking movie off. And they had one of those boxes. They had one of the, the steal all the cable boxes. So I was like, all right, cool. I'm gonna just start watching other shit then. And then I just watched a mob of horror movies. And like they would walk into the room and they would be like, what are you watching now? And it was like one of the Witchboard movies or something like that. It's just like you said, the other
One
one
of
was
the
satanic.
many.
So yeah. It's like you said, the other one was satanic, so I had to change it. And they were like, "You can change it back to the turtles." Jesus Christ!
Right. So this is on you.
Yeah, you did this.
So did you grow up on like New York hardcore or anything like that? Was that like part of you as you were
yeah, I mean, it's more kind of, I didn't get exposed to like the old school New York hardcore until a little bit later on. When I started going to shows, it was like, the Long Island stuff, like, Glassjaw, kind of mind over matter.
Sure.
Those bands kind of just came and went. So
Right.
it was like, when we were starting, it was like This Is Hell was starting, like The World We Knew, Bellicus. So those are kind of like the bands that were in our atmosphere.
Sure.
Like grew up with like the Dr. Acula guys, Parson Turbine, and all that. So it was more kind of like, that like Long Island kind of like hardcore metalcore kind of like hybrid scene. And then from there on out, when like Agnostic Front would come play the downtown, Madball and Nora was one of my first shows when Madball came to the downtown. So
Sure.
from there on out, then I started kind of like expanding my horizons outward to the old school stuff.
Yeah, it's a weird, not a, I don't want to say it's a weird period, but it was a good period actually, because it was kind of like past a little bit of like a lot of the Rick to Life basketball jersey shit. You know what I mean? That was really like kind of polluting that scene for a hot minute. And there's so many great bands from that era. So that's a really cool place to grow up and to experience like hardcore like that, because like that's kind of the epicenter of a lot of that, you know what I mean? So
yeah,
and like with Extinction AD, you do see a lot of that like crossover, like like metal and hardcore.
Rick from Extinction AD, he used to be in This Is Hell,
right?
So like he's been a made man for a while.
Yeah,
Rick's a good dude. I remember him from back. I probably haven't seen him in like over a decade, but he was always a good dude.
Yeah,
I heard the that 4-song EP they did with the cover, the Sepultura cover and stuff, and they had a Possessor soundbite in it from the movie Possessor, which is just an incredible movie. And I heard that in that song, I was like, holy shit, that's fucking rad. And then I saw them open up for Cattle Decap, and they actually played the bit in the song live. And I fucking ran up afterwards. I was like, dude, you fucking played that. I love your band so much. Can you come on the podcast? He was like, anytime, I'll come on and talk, whatever. And that was completely his attitude.
He's a nice guy.
Yeah. So are you guys touring? Are you guys, how long you guys been together? I looked it up.
We started August of 2018. So we just finished recording a record. We're going back in a couple weeks to kind of like put final finishing touches, like little finished vocals, little overdub shits here and there.
Sure.
And then from there on out, it's just figuring out the whole art situation, the rollout, and which label we're going to go with, because our old label folded. So we're independent agents right now.
Cool.
So it's based.
You survived the pandemic though, so that's the good. The band survived the pandemic.
Dude, believe it or not, the pandemic fucking saved our ass. We had a tour booked in May of 2020, and right before the pandemic happened, I shattered my hand in kind of taking a brawl out of my job. So I was dealing with that, and right as that happened, then our drummer out of nowhere just decides to up and quit. So we didn't have a drummer, and we still have this tour booked. And then kind of the pandemic came, shut everything down, put the tour on the back burner, obviously. And then from there on out, we were able to find Dale, who's our new drummer, and kind of just restructure, clean house a little bit, but rather more get our house in order.
Isn't that just like a drummer though? They they just quit. Like, you've been helping them carry their shit forever. You know what I mean? They have so much shit to carry around.
The thing is, drummers are so good. Drummers are so hard to find.
They need help loading in and loading out. When you're like, I need to talk to the crowd. I need to like mingle. We have to network. I don't have time to move your 30 fucking cymbals and shit. Bro, like
we got lucky with Dale, our first drummer, admittedly. Yeah, fucking 100%. Pull any punches there, but our Dale is a fucking sweetheart, man. Dale is he just loves drums. He's the rare instance of like, oh shit, we have a drummer that's only in one band and it's our band. Every other drummer's in like fucking 30 bands.
Sure.
Again, because they're so hard to find a good one.
Oh, totally. And he's just super low maintenance and such a fucking team player. But the one thing I will say, our boy owns like 6 drum sets for no reason. He has like 20 fucking snare drums. Like we'll be running the set at practice, and he'll be we'll be holding the feedback for a little too long, and we'll turn and we'll see that he's like changing his cymbals because he doesn't like to have this one crash is hitting right, or he doesn't like the bell on this little ride cymbal.
And you're like, bro, like listen, like
let's just get through the fucking set,
right? Let's just get through what's going. Like, yeah, exactly. Like,
but I mean, to that point, like our boy, pays attention to detail. If he's like paying attention to how every little ding in a fucking metal song that's a minute long that we're blasting through sounds like.
So here's the deal. My dad is a drummer and we're fairly good at it. So every drummer is going to now take my resentment. You know what I mean? And so like, that's just the way it is. No, actually, no, I sang in like the last 2 bands I was in. And so I was always a good help them load in and out, but they do need
good drum helper.
Well, I mean, like somebody's got to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They got so much shit, you know what I mean? Yeah. But like, although I do feel like lead singers should be like mingling in the crowd, you know what I mean? And like,
But dude, the funny thing is, I also play drums, so I help Dale all the time with the drums. No problem. He appreciates when I help him. Our old drummer, if I fucking just set up a stand for him, like, no, stop it! You're gonna break it.
Oh yeah, that's no fun.
See, I know. I knew it. I could sniff a bad drummer. You know what I mean? Like, and they're always telling you how great they are too. You know what I mean? They'll always be like, "I'm really the best at this." You know what I mean? And like, it's like, all right. But the new record, that's great. How
yeah, I was gonna say you've got the new record out, but you've got a couple EPs out. I think 2 EPs and then 2 splits, right?
Yeah. We just in November we put out a split with our friends in Crisis Actor. So that's like 3 songs each. We did 2 new songs and a System of a Down cover.
Yeah, this will not end well. It's so good. And thanks, you produced it, right?
Yeah. First thing that
it sounds
put
fucking
out that
killer.
I recorded. Thanks, dude. That means a lot because I was fucking horrified putting that shit out.
I bet it's a little scary, yeah. But no, it's fucking sounds so good, and that Sweet Pea cover, the System of Down cover, is so tight.
Thanks, man, dude. We've been sitting on that for so fucking long. We've had that cover for probably like a year and a half, and we were legitimately about to just put it in a folder. No one's ever going to hear this. We're never going to fucking play this live. And then the split kind of presented its opportunity, and we were kind of arguing about which songs to save for the record and put on the split. So we're like, nah, fucking throw Sweet Pea on there, and it ended up being the hit out of the whole thing.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's really great.
And the cover art on all of it is really good. It's like it's just like it's good. I'm just gonna all our listeners should go and check it out. Like, it's like simple, the skulls are great, and then the no face people on the other 2 are really great. I don't I love it. It just gives it a good it's got a good vibe. I'm a fan of that sort of.
And y'all have great shirts too. You have great merch. I really like
thanks, dude. I appreciate it.
I'm wearing this one today, but I wore my other one last week. We were supposed to have this last week, but I wore my white one with the couple with the eyes blurred out. It's so good. And I got that because Molly got that at a show, and every time she wore it, I was like, "Fuck, I should have gotten that."
Good merch can carry a band far. People don't realize, like Slapshot far better merch company than band. And like I mean, they sold amazing shirts. Slapshot, you know, Bane's kind of like that. Maybe it's a Boston thing, but they good with the merch, you know, carries you, like, people love a good merch, you know, a good shirt, like, well,
that can work to your disadvantage. Look at Glassjaw, but everyone that wears Glassjaw merch looks like a fucking soccer player.
It's true. It's true. It's true.
It's like you guys are a Long Island, like, hardcore, like, emo core, like, influential, pivotal band. What? Like, why are you selling this?
I gotta look at it now. So
he's like, now I need to see this.
Yeah, so just go to Glassjaw.com. They sell, like, it's like basketball bags, like neon orange, like mesh shorts. It's like, dude, just fucking regular band shirt that just with a G on it. Like, that's fine. I'll pay $25.
They are totally, like, it is like
they're making gym core.
Dude, it's all gym clothes.
Yeah.
Oh wow, it really, I mean, it really is. You are dead. It is like like it's like Olympic clothing. Like they have like an extra thing for the interesting. That's an interesting choice for that.
Did they partner up with Under Armour or something? Is that what it is?
That would be cool.
It looks like they took inspiration. Remember all those, like, mid-90s Brit pop bands where they started adding in all those fucking drum loops, where they had, like, they all wore, like, the ridiculously colored tracksuits and had the little, like, super short bowl cuts.
Fat Boy Slim in it.
Yeah. That's what their clothing looks like. It's being catered to.
Maybe when one of the models from New York just went out of business, they were like, "I got a good fucking idea. we're gonna buy up a bunch of shit for cheap. We're gonna make so much money."
Merch is one of my favorites. It's one of my favorite ways to support bands. But also, just like, I'm a big shirt fan, and I'm also I discovered right before the pandemic that I'm a big sweatpants guy, and I'm glad I discovered that, because those lended itself well to the pandemic. But, like, good sweatpants for merch and shirt are kind of my go-tos. Those are what I'll get, unless there's something insane. Like, if you have something bonkers, like I saw somebody had a skate tool. I think it was Power Trip, actually, and I ended up getting the sweatpants. But, like, that is so cool. Like, if you just throw your name on something weird like that, like, I'm gonna get that first.
Dude, there was a Colorado punk band from back in the day called the Blackout Pact. They were fucking awesome. If you're, like, into Lawrence Arms and, like, Alkaline Trio type of stuff, they're completely up that alley. But they had a light switch. For legitimately, like, you screw it into the wall, fucking, with a little, like, rectangle cut out of the and it was a meter for how drunk you are. Where it was, if it was, the light switch was down, it was blackout. But if it's on, you're light, you're sober. It's all good. And they told
That's pretty great.
They gave it to me for free because no one was buying them.
I'm the market for that.
I would have bought the shit out of that even after I stopped drinking. I would have just
bought 100%. I still buy, like, weird shot glasses if they're like, I'll put toothpicks in them or something.
Now I have to wonder, you think that the Jasons sell fucking hockey masks? Like, if they don't sell hockey masks, why the fuck?
They have to, right?
They have to, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm thinking about that now. Like, they have to, even if they're like the shittiest hockey masks possible. Like, I feel like they have to do that.
Why not gardening tools also?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly, dude. I sell some hose and some fucking it'd be great.
I love those guys. I just, like, in our interview with them, I didn't get that they were that organized. So like, they're fucking,
they're not that organized.
And they're fucking amazing dudes. I love them. But but I was like, I think that maybe took some.
They have a show called A Sunday Shit Show that they do every Sunday. Like, I don't think they're that organized. But yeah.
I know it's the first Jason from the first one, that, like, the kid that jumps out of the water. Who's the other Jason that's in the band?
Now that band is just called First Jason.
That
band is just called First Jason. This is like a they're kind of like
Ramones core.
They're like Ramones core.
Boris, this is a different band.
Different band.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
They're the Jasons, and they all wear.
They all have different. Yeah, they all wear masks, and they all have different, like, movie personas.
Oh,
No,
gotcha,
different
gotcha,
Friday
gotcha.
the 13th, different Jason Voorhees personas.
yes. So
Gotcha.
Right.
Yeah,
that
and they're
being
actually from the Northeast also.
yeah. But no, first Jason, I'd love to have that guy on just because, like, what a
He already said he would do the show, so we're gonna have him on later.
Okay,
Yeah.
what a career to run. Be like, you know what, man? Like, I was that first Jason, and fuck
And
y'all.
that's
You
now
know what I
where
mean?
He did something for like 2 hours when he was fucking like 13 years old, and
Yeah.
he's like made a life out of it.
I will
It's
tell
kinda
you,
sick.
I didn't do
Dude,
shit when
look-
I was 13. That you know what I mean?
Oh,
Like,
same.
yeah, I read comic books on sitting on my skateboard by myself behind like fucking broken down gas station. You know what I mean?
This dude made his whole career when he was 13 for the rest of his life, and I was stuck getting the shit kicked out of me by bullies. Like, that's what it was.
You're
like this fucking dude. No, and also his music rules too. Like, so it happens to be like he did happen to be able to capitalize on that because, like, calling the band First Jason was cool, but if he was shitty, like if the music sucked, then it never would have worked. You know, the longevity wouldn't have been there. But the music's actually pretty fucking good.
And I feel like he was also smart with like ahead of the ball with a lot of that horror con stuff. Like before those like conventions started getting big, he was already hitting them early on.
for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
Oh well, speaking of the Jasons, actually, is anybody heard of or excited about Crystal Lake, the new show?
I'm cautiously optimistic.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Cautiously optimistic is the perfect way to state it.
I'll say that I'm wildly excited about it because of the producer, Brian Fuller, and stuff that he's done. Like he did Pushing Daisies and Dead Like Me, which are two phenomenally underrated shows. I just think he can do something really fucking cool with that. Yeah, I mean, I don't like. What are they going to do? That's that. Like,
well, the lawsuit.
I think they must have. Right, but I think I think the fact that they've now put a lot of money into this. There's something there, I think, that's exciting and is going to make this different.
Oh yeah,
but I don't know. I haven't seen any shows or anything. It's 824, 824, whatever. I think it looks
reliable.
I think so. Even if they get real pretentious, which they do, I generally like that stuff too. Yeah, I'm excited for it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm curious to see what they're going to do with Jason because of the whole fucking dumbest lawsuit in the world, where one guy owns the name, but the other guy owns the character.
Yeah.
See, now if I remember correctly on that lawsuit, isn't it that one guy owns the Jason from the original movie?
So Victor Miller wrote the screenplay, and so the basis for Crystal Lake and the name Friday the 13th and all of that shit, the counselors, whatever,
right?
He owns that, and Sean Cunningham. No, I'm sorry, and he owns that. Sean Cunningham owns Jason Voorhees, the character himself, the rights to the hockey mask and all of that.
Right. Okay, so Big Bad Jason, Sean Cunningham still owns the rights to, but Mongoloid Child Jason from the first movie. That's
Victor Miller.
Gotcha. So that's a separation. I think I'm actually more excited for the potential of the new movie coming out because that's also starting to pop up from the actual, like from the creators. Like that's so it's not like just bullshit rumors. It's like them going, no, like we're already fucking working on this. Like this could be out by the end of the year.
And dude, honestly, in comparison to all the other remakes they were pumping out in the 2000s, I thought the 09 Friday remake was pretty goddamn good.
I didn't like it.
Yeah, you're kind of you're walking into a little bit of a hornet's nest with that one, but
no. But listen, compare it to some of those Texas Chainsaw sequels that came out in the late 2000s.
Agreed.
That's in comparison to those, it was a much better movie.
It had its creative.
Yeah, exactly. So I was hoping to see them go, a little bit.
I would like it if they just went Friday the 13th Part 11.
Yeah,
instead of doing a remake,
just keep doing. Yeah, don't make a remake. Tried that. I wasn't into it. Let's keep the movie going.
Dude, I think they wasted Rob Zombie on the wrong franchise. I feel like it brought Zombie in on Friday instead of Halloween. It would have been a much better.
You love hornets' nests.
You love.
You don't think so?
I want to mention this because I want to mention this now because of what you just said. Like, we have had our conversations about Rob Zombie, but I will say this.
Okay.
If what you just said actually makes a lot of sense, even though I'm a hater on Rob Zombie's like movies from what he's done, but I think that if there was any franchise that he could have remade with his aesthetic style and actually made it work, it could have been Friday the 13th.
Agreed.
You know,
because just consider the way like Devil's Rejects, for example, like the cinematography, all
exactly,
the kind of just over the top gore of it. Apply that to Camp Crystal Lake.
Yeah, if you did that awesome. Agreed. I think that if he had made that, I may have a different opinion on Rob Zombie.
100%.
At least a little different.
I think because the problem with the 2009, I have a bunch of problems with the 2009 remake. Was mainly my issue with it is it was too glossy. He ran. I didn't really like that, and I really have issues with the fact that he like also has apparently an engineering degree and could like bury like buses underground, tunnels and shit. I mean,
that I admit was weird.
And I think
he went to college, all right, because just let him fucking go.
Because I mean, ideally, like Jason, and on a serious note, it kind of takes away from his mythos of like him like living in a fucking shack in the woods with his mother's head. You know what I mean? Like is real different than him being like a really functional human being, you know, and I think that it just changed.
It makes him way less scary. Too.
Yeah, it's just like, you know what I mean? Like I don't want to think about him being functional. I want to think about him just being like a fucking a murder fucking dude. You know what I mean? And I mean, I don't like zombies movies, like the Halloween movies really pushed me over the edge with it. You know, I mean, I think we can all like really maybe talk about like how many actually great Halloween movies there are, which is an interesting conversation to like really have if you really break it down, because people like hated the last ones, but you're like, let's go through the whole list of like all of the Halloween movies. And but I think that's a really dead on thing, is if you took the imagery of the Devil's Rejects, and then, and if if Rob Zombie could somehow leave off like overdoing backstory and you know what I mean, and just like make like a cool slasher flick. I mean, like you got to look at like Ty West pulled it off with X. You know what I mean? Like, why couldn't somebody else? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
No, but don't. If I would say if you made Zombie do one of the sequels, not a remake or a reboot,
sure, totally,
just go in, because then he doesn't have to do backstories. You're just going in.
Yeah,
here's the fucking characters. Here's who's getting killed.
Here's the fun hook of the story, which is something he can do. And yeah, absolutely.
I can tell you guys why he did not do the Friday the 13th movie though. Because if he did, it actually would not have a story, because it would go perfectly with Rob Zombie's filmmaking, because Mongoloid Jason would be made because of the incest that he would force into the goddamn movie. All of his movies.
Also, I don't think he could do it because Sherry Moon probably won't wear a mask for the whole movie.
Right, exactly.
Also, yeah, Sherry Moon could not be Pamela Voorhees and get killed in the first movie, because he wouldn't do that.
Yeah, so she'd have to be Jason, and I don't think that's going to fly with it.
Sherry Moon would try to pass herself as one of the young counselors.
Right, exactly. Oh, hey guys,
you are 58 years old.
I'm 16 years old. Don't mind my Botox.
Yeah, I think the biggest bummer about that, to go back to the lawsuit, was like, so I've never been a video game player in my entire life. Just not a video game. But like it's so good, but I got a PS4 for my kids, and then I got the Friday the 13th game because I saw that Kane Hodder had done the movements for Jason and all this shit, and I got it, and I really was into it, and there was like a huge community of it.
It was awesome.
It was awesome for like a hot minute, and then pretty much once I didn't know this about video games, but like pretty much if you're not improving them constantly now, people quit playing them.
Yeah.
Like they should have been around when I was a kid. You got Pitfall, and that was just fucking it, man. Like, Pitfall area, man. Like he just jumped on a fucking You jumped on a fucking alligator's head, and if you made it, you made it. You don't, you don't. There was no.
You learned to cuss,
and you weren't getting another video game for like 2 years.
Yeah, right. You weren't like buying him new outfits or like any of that shit.
And you learn those maps in and out, like Tony Hawk 2. Forget it. Like I fucking can dream those maps, and I remember every pixel, every fucking detail.
It's right, but I really enjoyed the game, and then the lawsuit just fucking killed it because they were like, and you're like, why are you people like shooting yourselves in the fucking
why are you like this?
They can each make millions and millions and millions. Like, why are you being fucking children about this?
Right. Like, at least like let the shit happen while you're doing it so you can divvy up the pot at the end. But you're also like missing an opportunity to, and it's like I was playing against like 13-year-olds who are apparently, you know, fucking my mother, according to them. But you know what I mean? But like, you know, you're like, why are you taking this? Why are you taking this from like this new generation to like have like a personal interaction like on their level? Like, what a great marketing tool that very few people can pull off, and you are totally shitting it, like shitting on it. You know what I mean? Like, what a shame. Like, simply for like, listen, I get it. Like, well, everybody here is an artist. We all want to be paid for what we do, and we want to. And I'm not dissing that or saying that you shouldn't go after what you need to go after, but it is challenging to watch them squander, like what a great moment for horror, what a great moment for that franchise. Like, and the game was fun. It looked cool. Did you ever?
So fun.
It was just fun because it was like perfectly like in and out.
I can't play. Like, I tried playing it. It's like. So I have it.
Right.
You're Jason and you're just walking after fucking counselors that are running away from you. Like, I couldn't get it.
Here's you can also be the counselor.
So you can be Jason or you can be a counselor. And you're one of like 7, I think. 8 people could play. One of you's Jason. You can choose, I'd rather be a counselor or I'd rather be Jason. But if everybody chooses counselor, one of you is going to be Jason, whatever. So you get onto the screen and then you just, if you're a counselor, you got to get out either by hooking up the phones and calling the cops and then get into the entrance, or getting the gas, keys, and battery for the cars, or getting the propeller and the gas for the boat.
Okay.
And then you try to escape. And it was the most fucking tense I've ever gotten playing a video game. I'd turn off all the lights, get really stoned, and just like get into it and get scared, like legitimately scared, and like and have so much fun. And the scariest was when I was Jason, because all I could think of was these fucking kids are laughing at me because I can't kill a single counselor. But it was super fun to I always went for the boat because it was the least amount of things you had to get, and it was super fun to get in the boat and drive away. So
yeah.
Why is it you always get cussed out on video games by children from like England and shit? Like, it's always from some fucking like you can't even kill a counselor, you're such a cunt, look at you. It's like, well, get away from me. Like,
it's because they're not at school when we're up at late at night.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's because you play shit at like 2 a.m. and they're just getting home from school. You know what I mean?
It's
so
like,
but like
they're saying vile shit to you in that accent, and it's just like, you're adorable, but I want to be mad right now. Like, what are you doing?
They're like, Mom, I'm gonna have a scone and an aluminum can of. Actually, we have a ton of UK listeners, and I just want to say,
that your kids sound adorable and also terrible.
I did not have anything to do with that, but the game was super fucking cool. I played it I played it for a year and a half, probably almost every day, and then people just stopped playing.
Yeah,
and it got real boring.
I'll try it again. I was playing it on like I guess like main story or like solo mode.
Yeah, you can do that now, and I couldn't really get excited. It seemed cool, but I was like, it's just not as fun.
After 10 minutes, I just got frustrated. Like, what the fuck am I doing? I'm like literally walking very slowly after counselors are sprinting away from me.
Yeah,
right. It also the lawsuit fucked it up and it made it die off right before they were adding the Jason X upgrade to the game. So
Okay.
you were going to be able to be Uber Jason, which that was what I wanted the whole fucking time. Like I wanted to be Uber Jason, even though Uber Jason shows up for what, like 15 seconds in like the whole movie. It's just like that's the one I want though. Like I want Terminator Jason. Like
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was just a new map and all that sort of fun. So,
Yeah.
what do you think? You think he can handle the Sinister Six? You think he can handle our questions?
I think he can.
I think he can.
You ready, Danny?
Hit me, brother.
All right. I think I know this one, but Freddy or Jason?
Freddy.
That's what I thought.
mhm.
Yeah.
What's the difference between thriller and horror?
Thriller is all about the suspense leading to the kill, and horror is about the kill.
Love it. That's
Love
a
that
fucking,
answer.
Yeah.
That's a fucking excellent answer.
Yeah. What horror movie influenced your taste the most?
Probably Toxic Avenger.
Nice. If you could erase one movie from existence, what would it be?
2003 remake of The Mist.
Haha.
Yo, that is one of the worst
Oh.
fucking movies I've ever seen in my life. Like one of the few movies where I was angry after watching it.
Yeah, I mean, after the ending of that movie, you kind of have to be angry.
No, wait, no, not The Mist. I'm sorry, The Fog. That's what I meant.
Oh,
Okay.
the fog.
Okay.
Okay,
no,
the
no,
fog.
no.
Because I was
Okay.
like, The Mist
No,
is super
No,
good.
The Mist is amazing. The Fog is what I meant to say.
Okay, the fog. Yeah, okay.
The
Yeah.
2003
That's true, yeah.
remake of The Fog.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
With Superman, right?
Yeah.
Tom
yes,
Wells.
Marvel
Yeah.
guy.
Yep.
Smallville.
You also, but again, you should be mad at the end of the remake of The Mist. Like you should be.
I mean, yeah,
No,
that's true.
I think that ending's brilliant.
No,
I
it
mean,
is
it's
brilliant.
absolutely
It
brilliant,
is
but
brilliant,
it is
which is
just
why
a
you should
gut
be mad.
punch.
Yeah, like
Yeah. I'm fucking embarrassed. I can't believe I confused The Mist.
No,
with The
Mist
Fog.
and fog.
And I said
get
it like
it's
confidently.
winter too.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
Mist
we're
and
saying-
Fog are literally the same goddamn thing.
Right,
They're
like-
just the same
yeah.
shit.
Are ghosts real?
I want to believe, but I've never had an experience. Yeah, I don't know how to answer that. I have like fucking crazy weird theories about that. Like I believe that like for example, time the whole theory that time isn't linear, everything's kind of just happening all at once at the same time.
Mhm.
So for all we know, ghosts might just be little ripples in time where we're seeing somebody from like somewhere else, or who knows.
Shit, I didn't even
I don't
think of
know.
that.
Dude,
That's a whole
it-
other.
Fucking
there could be
time
so many
folding.
explanations.
Son of a
Yeah.
bitch.
But like, yeah, I would actively like, on Long Island, there's this like Kings Park Psychiatric Center, which is like this old abandoned mental institution where they used to do lobotomies and shit like that, experiment on people in like the 60s and 70s. And still to this day, like they tore a lot of it down, but you could still explore a lot of the bigger abandoned buildings. And, we used to go down to the morgues and the tunnels down there. And everyone I knew swore they saw crazy shit, heard crazy shit. I would go looking for it, nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we're all pretty much in that boat where we want there to be some shit.
I
But
really want it.
I talk about this a lot, but I went to Loch Ness once, and I took a boat ride on Loch Ness, and I'm a heavy fucking skeptic, and which ruins Ouija boards, by the way. 'Cause you're like, it's not working. What should I do differently? And you're like, oh yeah, I don't believe in any of this shit. But
Come on, Ryan, you're not that heavy of a skeptic, man. You're losing weight. You're doing good. Like,
Okay. Oh, thank you. But I went to Loch Ness, and I gotta tell you, the entire boat ride I took, I looked at I was like, prove me wrong. Prove me
Yeah.
wrong. I want this fucking monster up and out of this fucking lake. Like I want to like leave there. Like, I live in the Pacific
Yeah.
Northwest too. Bigfoots,
oh, big feet.
Yeah, I mean, that's the
that's
thing.
plural.
I want to believe. I want to think that
Yeah.
there are ghosts and this crazy supernatural shit. But it's like, I feel like the older I get, the more I look for it, the more I read into like what else could be happening in the universe and around us. Like the more kind of implausible it gets for me.
Sure.
Word.
I remember when I got put under anesthesia and I was out for like 8 hours or something like that. And that's theoretically them stopping your heart. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's that. And I just know that I blinked and then I opened my eyes and it was 8 hours later and not a goddamn thing happened in between those times. So I'm like, oh no. Like once those lights turn off, they're fucking off.
But did you ever read like there's like all these like near death testimonies of like people that, you know, in whatever accident or medical procedure, like they were considered dead for a little bit, but then they got brought back. The through line between all of them is that they all experienced weightlessness, float, like, you know, the whole floating above yourself and then just being able to drift away into just blissful nothingness.
Sounds
so
fantastic.
they did heroin. That's actually what they did.
It does sound a lot. Yeah, I want to be a ghost. Like that I aspire to, if at the very least, be in a graveyard hanging out, scaring kids. Like, but like if I could like die somewhere super cool, I'll be a ghost. That sounds right.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Dude, if dying is like taking heroin and like floating away into the ether, like that would be fine, but I would be very angry if somebody spiked my death with fentanyl. I would be very, very angry.
That's true. And all right, last one. Midsummer or Hereditary?
Ooh, Hereditary. Midsummer's better. I think Midsummer is a way visually better looking movie, but something about the story of Hereditary that just like fucks with me.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that. Yeah.
I like it. I am in full agreement of that. So cool. Well, this has been a lot of fun, man. Thanks for joining us, and we'll hit up some recommendations. We'll get out of here. Where can people find you before we hit out?
So on all social media, we're just at a band called Bore. We're on Spotify, Bandcamp. It's borehardcore.bandcamp.com. We're gonna have an LP out probably like later half of this year, and yeah, we're
stoked for that.
Yeah, rad.
Oh, it sounds great. It was we produced it with Adam from Gatherers, and we spent 2 weeks at his house in Jersey, just really fucking living and breathing this record. So we're excited, stoked for people to hear it.
Rad. Recommendation time. Graham, what do you got?
All right, yeah. Zulu, the hardcore band, just dropped Where I'm From single. It's fucking awesome. Outside of that, I've been watching Preacher, rewatching, although I had never finished the whole thing. I haven't seen the last season, or maybe last two even. But I started rewatching Preacher, and boy, do I fucking love that show. It's one of my favorite comics, if not my favorite. Planet Hulk is probably my favorite, but Preacher is probably my second favorite comic of all time. And the show doesn't really follow the comic at all, really. I mean, it does, but it does. It's hard to explain. They fucking killed it. I love Preacher. So yeah.
Awesome.
Those are mine.
Jonas, what do you got?
So I rewatched a movie that I'd seen a long time ago, and I don't even know why I revisited it, but I forgot that it was amazing. And that is The Gift.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the one that's written and directed by Joel Edgerton, and it's probably one of the best like pure thrillers in the last 10 years. Like it's
this was Jason Bateman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'd seen it a long time ago and I remember loving it. And then I saw like I just couldn't sleep a couple nights ago and I watched it. It's on Netflix. And I was like, fuck, man, I forgot how good this movie is. And it's one of those thrillers that like Joel Edgerton, man, he knows how to write a fucking movie because the entire third act of that movie is almost perfect. And like, you know, goes back to the question difference between horror and thriller. Like there's no kills in this at all. It's pure thriller. It's pure tension, pure dread, you know. And yeah, just a fucking amazing movie. It's from like 2015. And I think it's one of those movies that was underseen and underrated. And then yeah, Jason Bateman playing against type. Yeah, dude, it killed it. So yeah, The Gift. I would recommend people check that out if they haven't seen it. As you guys know, I am a physical media collector. / have a mental illness about hoarding these things at this point. But I just got something in the mail, which was really cool. It was
Wolf 2.
from.
Please say Teen Wolf 2.
No, I didn't get that. Not yet, anyway. But but I did get the Dentist collection.
Nice.
From from Vestron Media. Vestron does some really cool shit. Like they did the Candyman 3 one, so they came out with that. They come out with they also did the Silent Night, Deadly Night 3, 4, and 5 collection, which was kind of dope. But The Dentist is one of those movies that like you forget is actually pretty awesome for what it is. And it's The Dentist and The Dentist 2, and both of them fucking rule. And I completely forgot that they ruled until I rewatched them when I got this in the mail. So yeah, if you're a physical media person, check out Vestron. They do cool shit, so you should get stuff from them.
And anyone who's a fan of The Dentist, go back and check our Brian Usna episode, because that guy.
Goddamn right.
That guy is a fucking the Brian Usna episode. If anybody hasn't listened to it, go back and listen to it, because it is like that guy just like we barely talk. That guy talks for like 2 hours explaining the ins and out of like 80s, 90s VHS, like the independent horror movie, more where it's just all sat there like, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay. Like, anyways, Brian Usna fucking fuck, man. He wrote Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
He's done like when you look at his filmography, dude, like it's so much more than people realize.
Yeah, it's
just so much cool shit.
Yeah, he was cool. And I was just like afterwards, he just like hung up and he was like, all right, later. And then it was like, wow. So we're like, holy
chill.
Shit.
Like,
okay, sir.
Still in shock.
And I forgot one other physical media release. It's actually from Vinegar Syndrome, and it's the 4K version of Freeway. Freeway, if you haven't seen that movie, dude, Freeway is fucked up. And it's Reese Witherspoon's first movie, I think. And it's basically a Little Red Riding Hood type of story, but in the most fucked up way possible. And Kiefer Sutherland is nasty in that movie. So yeah, the 4K version of it is it looks amazing. And Vinegar Syndrome is like the only one that's actually taken that movie and released it on physical media worth of shit. And it's a fucking awesome release. And the movie itself is really, really good. So
awesome. Well, I'd like to give a shout out to the Army of the Goddamn, our Patreon. What? No,
you're jumping the gun, Graham.
You haven't done,
and neither has Danny.
You're right.
You gotta let Ryan do his recommendations.
You're right. Yeah. Sorry. You're right.
He was excited about the Army.
I'm a little
Ryan.
stoned.
Come on. He's a little stoned.
I would like to first give a shout out to the band Off With Their Heads. I've been a fan of theirs since the very beginning, and like I listen to them every now and then. I'm like, this is so fucking good. And like when they first came out, like I was like, okay, they're a lot like Dillinger 4, and like that's cool, like because it's a style that I make more of that. You know what I mean? And now it's like I think it's actually held on better, and it's just like their entire plus they tour with friends, you know. Johnny Taylor, friend of the show, Sacramento comedian, friend of the show. He's opened up for him, and JT on our last episode of Eddie Pepitone, he's opened up for them, and it's just like they're just good dudes, and it's like I don't know, and musically it's freaking great, and it just
I think they're on tour right now.
Yeah,
yeah.
And I'm a big fan. And you know what, I'm going to give a shout out to, just because of your shirt, to Quicksand, because Quicksand is probably one of the most underrated like bands out of that, and like they kind of like did something really different on that whole like Revelation label era, you know what I mean? Like they kind of came out
100% different,
did something really, and what's his name is just such a Walter is just such a part of that entire like has such a, like there's like a few heroes in music that just get unsung, and he's, you know, like Ian MacKaye gets all the love in the world, and he deserves it. No, but like guys like Walter were a huge part of like.
Dude, he was in Youth of Today. He rival schools. He wrote all
Walking
the music
Concert.
He was wrote the entire first Civ record. Fucking obviously Quicksand.
And then those new Quicksand records are so fucking good.
Dude, so good, man. So good.
Yeah,
and like the influence that has had on so much music that people listen to, nobody even under, like, you know, that Quicksand album came out, and like it was almost like pre-grunge, like I don't know, like it's just very different, and it's and like that guy's been breathing fresh air into a scene that will get really stale very quickly if you let it. And so yeah, big shout out to Quicksand, and rad on the shirt.
Thanks, man.
Yeah. Movies. I'm gonna give a half a recommendation to Sick. Sick is good enough to like fill your day. Not good enough for me to be like, oh, dude, you gotta see this movie. But
I loved it.
I could have done without the pandemic era of it. If they had just done something else, it was just, I don't know.
You could have done without the whole storyline of the movie then.
Yeah, exactly.
That's literally what it was.
That's kind of what I'm saying. But I like the slasher You're Next kind of combo vibe to it. You know what I mean? Like a little home invasion, a little bit like, you know what I mean? Like a little like so that was good. But the movie that I'm really gonna give a big shout out to is Sorry About the Demon.
Yes.
It's on Shudder right now. I think they rode that line between comedy and like some brutal thing, and I think they pulled it off, because movies like that can be either really fucking stupid or really good, and they made it very good, and it's like pleasant. It's pleasant. It wasn't.
And I both called it delightful.
Yeah, it is. It's delightful horror, and and it's a female director. Her name is Emily Haggins, and I'd like to reach out to her and get her on the show, because I was fucking really impressed with that.
It was super fun.
Super fun. And I think, and finally the last thing is please go check out I constantly suggest Last Podcast on the Left, but please go check out their most recent series on the troubled teen industry, and just about the horrors of of that, and how it's still kind of going on, and about kidnapping children in the night, and about all the deaths and murders and torture that a lot of kids went through under the guise of discipline, and being, punks and hardcore kids. And there's a lot of people from our communities that went to those things, and it ruined a lot of lives, and just how it was just a money-making thing for sick bastards who just like, if a kid died, That was normal loss for that business. So it's just about, I would follow it up with the like the West Memphis 3 series as well, just about the war against kids being kids. So
you're gonna love Succession.
Yeah.
Anyways. You're gonna fucking love Succession.
on that happy note, Danny, take us out with some recommendations.
Our friends in Finn just put out a new song that's fucking awesome. So yeah, that's streaming. They're coming out with a new record in a couple months. Our friends at Patterns of Decay just put out a new music video. Their record rips. In terms of movies, I'm trying to think of what I saw. Did you guys see the Kai the hatchet wielding hitchhiker documentary on Netflix?
I haven't seen it yet, but it's next. So
yeah, it's awesome, because his story is fucking way crazier than he could have imagined it being.
I remember when that happened. I remember being like, "Yeah, fucking awesome! This guy rules.
This dude's awesome. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah."
And then
it turns out it's not really the case.
He doesn't rule as much as you thought.
Yeah, definitely. And then Possession from 1981 just got finally put on streaming after being fucking impossible to find for the longest time. So
oh shit. Okay.
Yeah. So if anyone hasn't seen Possession, or if you haven't seen Possession in a minute, that's fucking one of the best ones. And
which Possession? What year?
It came out in 1981.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And then honestly, just fucking that made me remember how good of a horror actor Sam Neill is. So then I went back to In the Mouth of Madness. In the Mouth of Madness is fucking awesome.
Oh, it's
such
so
a crazy
good.
underrated.
Yep, so good, so fucking good.
And he fucking killed it. He killed it. And Omen 3 wasn't as great of a movie, but he was just such a fucking menacing Damien.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Totally.
Yeah.
I have the whole Omen collection on Blu-ray, which is not something I'm proud of. But that movie, I even have the fourth one. So that one, but no, dude, he was fucking awesome in Omen 3. The movie was meh, but he was great.
Event
Yeah.
Horizon.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot
Yeah.
he was in that.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely. If anyone hasn't seen Possession, that's the one.
Awesome.
Fuck
Well,
yeah.
Danny, thank you so much for joining us today. We really do appreciate it. Your band is great, and we appreciate your love of the horror. And please, when you got anything coming out, hit us up. If you got if you're going to go on tour, you need some promotion or whatever, please hit us up, and we'll get
Thank
you
you.
back. We'll get you back on. And
Absolutely.
yep. And we want to thank all the listeners worldwide. Let's do a little nation battle right now. New Zealand, you are ahead of Australia. It is the United States, UK, Canada, holding in strong at 3. Like Canada's really come around. New Zealand beating Australia finally, and I appreciate all the efforts from our New Zealand family and that we love for pushing that. Shout out to Jason Howden and Denver Grinnell and all those guys that we love. Doug McHard line. Germany coming in solidly over Sweden now. Turks and Caicos Islands still in there. Mexico, God, I love that you listen to it. Netherlands making an appearance on the charts, followed by France and Puerto Rico. That is, I'm honored to be part of y'all's lives, and please reach out to us on social media if you got anything. We would love to interview people from that in any media that we're not getting here. If you got a cool horror movie that's being made and that we're not getting in the States, please reach out to us. I'd love to tackle that.
I'm trying to get us on. I'm trying to get us on the Dutch board because I reached out to Tom Six. So we'll see if Tom Six comes on and tries to talk to people about his new movie that he can't get distribution for because apparently it's too fucked up. Which I want to hear all about that. So.
Yes. All right.
Graham, you got that army of the
The
goddamn
Army of the
movie cut you off
Goddamn.
on earlier.
No, that was my fault. Anyway, yeah, we got Jason Daniels and Jake Jolly, Ron Knobloch, Kristen Pearl, Manny Velasquez, Coleman Rosen, and Drew Muldowney, Stephanie Gurley, Katie Viking, Chris Fortune, Alan Graham, Bacon Bits the Cat, and Angela.
Wicked awesome. We love you all. Please take care of yourselves. If you're struggling at all in this world, please reach out to us. We don't know a lot, but we all know that we have to do this together. So take care of each other. And in the meantime, until we see you next time, start some fires and break some glass. Thank you all.